Hello, my name is Hannah Branch, and my plan-based learning project lesson plan is over the solar system, and it will be for fifth graders. I want to do this over a series of 2 days. That way it gives the students enough time to finish their projects and not feel rushed. The central focus of my lesson plan will be for students to build on their understandings of space through research on the solar system in order to explain and compare to others by summarizing the content. And the students will have to research the Earth and the solar system in order to find the position of the planet and the Milky Way and all the other planets within the Milky Way. And the student will summarize the information through a presentation of a visual. So how I would first start out my lesson would be for a pre-assessment. The teacher will ask the students to write on a piece of notebook paper a list of names of all the planets that they know of, just to kind of gauge where they are and what they know already and what knowledge they already have before going into the lesson. The next assessment would be a we do activity. So this would be for the teacher and the students to work together as a class, as a group, in order to place the planets in order. They will be given the planet names, photos of the planets, and discuss where each one of them goes in the system and what kind of stands out about each of the planets in order to help them memorize and learn what each of the planets look like and the characteristics they have. The second big assessment of the lesson plan would be for the students to do a planet matching sheet. The assessment would be the students would have to glue little pieces of paper with the planet names and photos in order onto a separate sheet of paper, where they would have to individually do it themselves and figure out what order the planets go in and match them with the correct photo of the planet. This will show the teacher what the individual student understands and see if there's any struggle in a specific area and what students are struggling with what. And once that is completed, the students will move on to their other individualized project, which will be the planet project. The students will have to create a visual, whether it be virtually through crafts, through a poster board of the solar system itself, and show the actual sizes of the planets, the order that they're in, what color they are, and label them accordingly. The project will then be presented to the class, and the teacher can provide feedback to them, figure out what still needs to be worked on, and identify any areas of struggle. The last activity that would be important for the class to do would be a closure activity, kind of like a ticket out the door. And the students will write the order of the planets on a sheet of notebook paper without visuals to tell the teacher what the students are specifically struggling with if they are unable to label the planets. They might have an easier time with the visuals. So it's to see what areas of struggle the students are actually having it in. This is important because the students should be able to identify the order of the planets with and without a visual, and identifying any areas of struggle will help the students and the teacher to figure out the needs of the classroom and what accommodations and modifications need to be made. Big materials and resources are the active board, using the Chromebooks for research. There's videos on YouTube, the one that I have linked, as well as the several YouTube videos for kids where the planets are put into a song that will help the students remember the order of the planets. And the Chromebooks for students to refer to at any point to research the visual itself of the planets in order, or how they could color the planets in order to make it more accurate. There's many ways that the Chromebooks and computers can be involved. I think students using the technology is important in their research in order to correctly identify and explain their visual itself during their project. I feel like this project is very important because it's hard to visualize something that we cannot touch or physically see. With the planets being out in space, it's very hard for students to comprehend how big the planets actually are. So I feel like this is a stepping stone in order for them to understand how small Earth is compared to Jupiter. So thank you very much for your time.